Good morning, it's your man Earl. Day 108, up early, still night outside, early in the morning, looking a little rough. Got the t-shirt on, but I am so amped up because of the series that we're in. Part one, today's part two, and then part three will be tomorrow. We're talking about talents, y'all. And we just passed the 15th of April. We're halfway through this month. By the way, today we're day 108 on the calendar. Federal self-quarantine, day 32. Let me cross that out. Make sure I don't go back. We're day 108 on the calendar. It's early Friday morning. Big day because we talked about yesterday about assessing talent. Okay, by the way, we're in Matthew chapter 25, beginning with verse 14. We talked about talents, and everybody has something that God has given them. You have talent. Some people have 5, some people have 2, some people have 1. I'm not here to argue how many you have. I'm here to remind you that you have at least 1. And today's subject is, do you know the value of your talent? Do you know the value of your talent? Now, why is that so important? Because as I dig in my notes, and if you've been in any of my classrooms or any of my seminars, you know I'm a big person on research, not the facts, get the truth of the matter. And you know I always source multiple records. 1 source is not enough. 2 sources is not enough. 3 sources is not enough. When I was getting my master's degree, I thought I was doing something when I had, two sources. And my mentor said, you have to have at least 7. And I said, what did he just say? He said, yeah. He says, my professor said you should have at least 7 sources before you get up and you say something. So you are very firm in your position. So you're not just taking what somebody said one time. Say, go research and have 7 sources of the same thing. So you are very sure that what you're saying is absolute truth and can be substantiated. So my point this morning, day 108, Federal self-quarantine 32. Do you know the value of the talent that God has given you? I got my lotion and my oils on. Okay. And I'm going to charge you that you probably don't. And that's why we're frustrated, because you really don't know what God has given you. Okay. Now listen to this. In the text, okay, the talent. Okay, and you've heard this. And talk about today's prices. A talent of gold, $1.4 million. As of today's, it's probably higher than that. I haven't seen the stock market today, and I didn't want to get today. I'm just giving you rough estimates. Okay, a talent is about 33 kilograms. So a talent of gold, 1.4 million. Today's prices. A talent of silver, 16,000. I'm going to say it again. A talent of gold, 1.4 million. Some scholars even suggest the 5 talents, and this is like I said before. So, talk about 1 talent is worth 1.4. Then you've got other scholarship that suggests that 5 talents of gold would be worth 2 million today. So that's why you have to have multiple sources, okay? Because a talent, nobody really knows how much a talent weighs. So they're guesstimating 33 kilograms. So you have silver and you have gold, okay? So in the text, you have 5 talents. So 5 times 1.4 million. If it's silver, 5 times 16,000. Okay. I saw one body of research that suggests that a talent in biblical days, in the days that when it was written, Matthew chapter 25, verse 14, was 15 years worth of wages. One talent, 15 years worth of wages. So with that being said, God has given you something very valuable that you have a lifetime responsibility to, first of all, find out. So if you're between the ages of 18 and 25, your goal should be to find out what your talents are. What are you good at? Okay. First of all, what are you good at? And then the second responsibility you have, what are you talented at? Because guess what? You could be good at something, but you may not be talented at it. What's the difference between being good and being talented? When you're good at something, you're good at it. But when you're talented, you can get paid for it. Okay. And that's a heavy something. I'm going to come back to that probably on Sunday, maybe on Sunday, but that's not going to be, that's a separate video. Okay. You need to be figuring out what your talent is. You need to be figuring out between the ages of 18 and 25, what is your talent? And then for the rest of your life, monetize that talent. Why? Because God gave it to you. And you have an example here in the text, Matthew chapter 25, verse 14, that God has given you at least one thing that's worth $1 million. One thing is worth $1 million. And you might be the type of a person where you have 5 things that are each worth $1 million. Why is that significant? Because that's enough to take care of your family and you. What if it's worth $1 million a year, $1 million a month, $1 million a week, $1 million a day? Because there are people on the face of this earth that make $1 million a day. There's people that make $1 million a month, people that make $1 million a year. So this is not unreasonable. And this is why you can get excited about finding out what your talent is or your talents are, because that's where you need to be focused at. Okay? Day 108 on the calendar. FSQ, Federal Self-Quarantine 32. Know the value of your talent. Let's sneeze. Woo. Okay? Try not to sneeze. Know the value of your talent and then spend the rest of your life digging, excavating, harvesting, monetizing your talent. This is your man Earl, day 108, April 17th, early in the morning, still night out. I'm trying not to sneeze. Woo. I'm excited because now spend this time, the last 15 days of the quarantine. I know people are trying to let out next week, and that's great, but you need to be mindful of your own health, be mindful of your own surroundings. How's your immune system? Okay. The coronavirus is real. What's not real are the numbers that they're pointing out. The virus is real. What's not real are the numbers that they're reporting. Okay. And that could be a good thing and a bad thing. So be mindful, but spend the time to figure out what your talent is. So when you come out of this coronavirus self-quarantine, you can hit the ground running. I'm going to say it again. You can hit the ground running. This is your man Earl, day 108. Do you know the value of your talent? Matthew 25, beginning with verse 14, the parable of the talents. Some people have 5, some people have 2, some people have 1. But that's not the point. It's not how many do you have, it's do you know the value of what you have? And you have people out here that have talent that are worth millions of dollars. Okay? Get your weight up. God bless you. Got to keep it. Click the links below. Follow us on all social media platforms. This is your man Earl. We'll see you on day 3, Saturday. And we'll close out the series. God bless you. Peace.